AKA PVT. And I know I'm probably a little pixelated right now. I know I'm probably a little lagging, but it's all good. I got the Wi-Fi going crazy right now, or at least trying to, because we've been storming. We've been getting over a lot of storms. Springtime is here, and it's been raining. But in other news, my boy Willie, Steaming Willie Beeman, is back in the building. How we doing, big dog?
How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Good to be back. Good to be back.
Hey, man, I'm doing good. We missed you. Glad to have you back. Now, y'all understand how we get down. We've skipped the nerd question, comic book question of the day in the past few weeks because my illustrious co-host wasn't here. Okay, it's not right to do the geek question, the nerd question of the day, without the host of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. So, without further ado, Willie, take us away, big dog.
All right, my question for everybody out there in TV land, geek question of the night. What do you think of Batman's no kill rule? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? I myself think it's a bad thing. I'll get your opinion.
You know, I've always growing up, I've always kind of walked the fence with this, right? Because you have that morality where it's like we understand that taking a life is bad, right? And a lot of people do believe in rehabilitation, right?
Mhm.
And growing up, there was a part of me that felt that, right? As a kid, what I'm saying, you high spirited and stuff like that, right? Still have your innocence. So of course, you feel that even the worst of the worst can be rehabilitated and put back into society, right? But growing up, as you get older, as you mature, you realize that some people just ain't gonna fucking change, dog.
No.
Some people need to get taken out, right? Some people need to get, completely ejectocito cuz about this motherfucking picture and equation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So as of now, right, as I've grown up and as I matured, I've realized that, hey, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You have the rule, you have the no-kill rule, and being Batman, being the non-use of firearms and other weapons that regular everyday criminals like to use and stuff like that. The idea, the mentality of if we kill, if we take another life, it doesn't make us any better than them. I get it, right? I understand that, but there's always a but. Some of these motherfuckers gotta go, bro. Some of these motherfuckers you just can't reason with. And Batman, if you know the comics, if you know Gotham, a lot of those guys just you can't reason with them, right? And I've always said this when it comes to Batman and his villains, right? Batman is Batman is literally my favorite comic book character of all time. So I know a lot of people are going to hear this and think that it's coming off as hate, as whatever the case may be, but it's the truth. Batman is what I like to call the doctor of Gotham. And here's why. Doctors are not here to cure you. Doctors are here to make you think that you're cured so that you go home and presumably believe that you are cured because of what they did. And then you're back at the doctor a few months later, a few years later with the same problem, possibly a worse problem, right? I always call Batman the doctor of Gotham because he doesn't do anything to necessarily cure Gotham or fix Gotham. He puts a Band-Aid over it, right? And so when the Band-Aid wears off or when that Band-Aid comes off or when that wound reopens, here he comes again to save the day, right? So if there's always a need for you, then you're never gonna not be busy. But if you fix the problem, then there's no need for you, right? So that's always what I've chalked it up as Batman. He's just the doctor of Gotham, right? If he proverbially put the Band-Aid over Gotham every single time there's something that goes wrong, they're always going to need him in some way, shape, or form. But if he goes around fixing the problems, they're not going to need him anymore. And growing up as an orphan, growing up as somebody who lost both of his parents young and didn't really understand the love and nurturing that, you know, he would get from two parents, right? Because he's coming from a wealthy household. He's coming from a dad who's heavily involved in government and the high power of politics and et cetera, et cetera. It's coming from a mom who's, you know, wealthy, who was there, was probably disconnected. But so yearning for that attention, yearning for that love, yearning for that feel to be wanted is what keeps him doing essentially what he does, right? And even when you see the whole the Batman Who Laughs in that comic book run, where he actually does take the life of the Joker, and he gains and he starts to take the life of all of these criminals, and he ventures out into the cosmos, into the multiverse, and starts to take the lives of all the worst criminals and villains of the multiverse, and gains all of these powers and gains all of this essentially becomes immortal, right?
Yep.
We kind of see that dynamic of how it would play out if Batman were to take a life. But yeah, I've always been on the fence with that, bro. But like growing up now, it's like everybody can't be rehabilitated, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
everybody can't be fixed, right? So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you got to take people out. But I feel like I know why he doesn't, because if he doesn't, or if he does, he's not going to feel needed anymore. And that's the one thing that everybody always kind of misses about Batman and Bruce Wayne, is that he yearns to feel needed.
Well, the thing to me is the fact that I think it's based on DC being lazy, not want to bring anybody new to the universe. And the second half of it is you got Bruce Wayne in the comics up until something. If he kills the Joker, Gotham may bring out something worse. What's worse than the Joker?
I was gonna say, at this point, what's really worse than the Joker?
What's worse than the Joker? Nothing. I mean, I'm not talking about Penguin. I'm not talking about Riddler. I'm not even talking Catwoman. I'm talking Joker. There's plenty of comic books out there where the Joker has killed in front of Batman, and Batman's done nothing.
He's done the worst of the worst, bro. Like
the worst of the worst. He's got to go. And I've never understood why they keep writing it that way. And DC just needs to stop being lazy. And because if Joker was in the Marvel universe, you get they'll give you some chances. But eventually they're gonna snap you out.
It depends on who you rocking. It depends on who you come up against. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean?
Cap will take you out.
Cap is gonna take you out.
Yep.
Iron Man's gonna take you out.
We see
Spider-Man might give you a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on, you know what I'm saying, the mood you catch him in, right?
Yeah.
But then again, we can't even say that, because we've seen what happened with him and Kingpin after he damn near killed that mate.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and that's the reason why I'm like, it depends on who you go up against. But a lot of heroes in Marvel, they're not gonna hesitate. They're gonna take you the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a game, right? And I think that's the real reason why you don't see. Well, that brings to another point. That's the real reason why Batman is so hostile about Gotham, right? Why he's so stay out of Gotham. Gotham is my territory, blah blah blah, other stuff like that, right? Is because he knows at the end of the day that somebody can come in there and they're going to see the problem, just like in the comics, right? Superman comes to Gotham all the time and tells Batman, "Bro, fuck are you doing?
Fix all this shit."
You know what I mean? Like, do I got to come in here and help you, my nigga? Because, bruh, the water is horrible, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they got no food, they got no water. Like, you're the richest nigga in the town, but the hospitals, it's horrible. The infrastructure shit. Like, what we doing over here, Bruce? Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oliver came to Batman on multiple occasions, dog. And like, bro, do you need help? Because, like, what I'm doing over here in Central, like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we good over there. I'm the mayor and anything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually implementing change. Do you need me to help you?
Right.
You feel me? Flash just came over, bro. You see what Star Labs is doing over here in Central City, bro.
Yeah.
Me and Green Arrow over here going crazy.
Most
know what
of
I mean?
Flasher and even Flash's rogues, they have a code among them to where if you take a life, the rogues will take you out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I don't get it, and DC needs to stop tripping, man. DC needs to stop tripping. Spectre took over Joker,
Mm-hmm.
and after that whole debacle, Spectre said, "I can take him out." Batman had to talk him down.
Batman talking down. Ain't that some shit?
That's some shit. You talking to
You know what I mean?
you talking to the Spectre.
And I get it. That builds to his mystique. Like I said, I'm a Batman fan, bro. I have Batman tattoos. I literally have a picture of the Batman symbol right here on my fucking wall. You know what I mean? So like, I'm one of the biggest Batman fans. You know, that's the reason why I can sit here and talk about stuff like this with an open mind. Right? Is because he needs to feel needed.
Yes.
And if he doesn't feel needed, then he's null and void. Right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like that's the real reason why he won't put down, like he won't pass the cowl down and won't put down the mantle. Like it's because the nigga want to feel needed, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like even all the little wars that he said, all the Robins that he took in. At some point in time, they wanted to feel needed.
Mm-hmm.
What did he make them? He made them Robin. He made them a psychic. He made them feel needed. Then gave them their own. Then they developed into their own type of hero, right?
Right.
He's the only person who hasn't truly developed past just a hero or just a vigilante who feels the need to quote unquote save the city.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I think that's a really good that's a really good question, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of people don't understand why he doesn't, right? And you know, we do have multiple comic book storylines that'll you know kind of go into that and give us you know the alternative version of what would happen if he did. But I think a lot of people miss over the fact that you know shit he puts a band-aid over it because shit at the end of the day he wants to be able to save the day. He wants to be able to claim that he saved the day. You know,
Agreed.
I think that's the ultimate narcissistic behavior. I think that's what
they call it. Right? And we all know Bat's got issues anyway.
Mm-hmm. We know that for sure. But that was our nerd / comic book question of the day. If you like that and you wanted to see more of that, please make sure you guys go tune in on Saturdays to the Geek Gauntlet podcast. That is 10 o'clock on the Eastern Standard Time. Is that 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or 10 o'clock?
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific.
10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I always about to say specific, but 10 p.m. or 7 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, the ocean, not the word. All right, and make sure you guys tune in because my boy Will got some really dope content over there. He always has some really good stars, some really good guest stars coming over there talking their shit. Get dropping some really dope comic knowledge. I'm waiting for the day that he gonna have my boy King Lion pull up. We are both sitting up here. We are both really big King Lion fans. So shout out to King Lion. Also, hoping one day that he can connect with my boy Impound from Impound Comics.
If I get one of them on the show, man, that'd be huge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? King Lion or Impound. One of these guys who have their own comic book line who's trying to make ways for young black comic book creators or content creators. I think that's huge. So shout out to King Lion, shout out to Impound. Hopefully we can get you guys on screen, especially on the Geek Gauntlet podcast to promote, talk some shit a little bit, and just connect. But without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into this doc. Now, starting off, watching the NBA right now, I got Lakers Warriors going on right now. As we know, playoffs are coming up. Everything is starting to wind down. Seedings are starting to get finalized. We will start to kind of break that down going into the next few weeks. But I got a question for you, Will.
Sure.
Is the NBA missing a physicality element?
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
It's not like it was back. You still get some incidental contact, but it's not like it was back in the 90s when you're looking at the back in the 90s and before when you're looking at the Bad Boy Pistons, or the 2006 Pistons or the Knicks back in the day. When Anthony Mason, and company. Um, it is missing it, but I don't know if the fans of today would appreciate it because the game has changed, since the 90s, since the 2000s. The game has
Mhm,
changed. You're seeing more less sets, less half court movement. You're seeing more three-point shooting.
mhm.
You're seeing more perimeter play. Um, Plus, the big man's not what the big man used to be anymore either. Big man used to be in the post. Now he's out there shooting mid-range jumpers and threes.
True.
So, you're not seeing the same setup that you saw back in the day that might maybe encourage that physicality.
Mhm.
Plus, I think back in the day, players truly hate each other. Versus now everybody trying to be buddies and friends.
Mhm.
You look at somebody, okay, like I'll say it, Tom blue in the face. Michael can't stand Isaiah Thomas to
Yep.
this day, and Isaiah can't stand him to this day. To
Yep.
this day, that grudge is there.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if I'll live my days long enough to see be it rectified, but yeah, it's missing the physicality, but I don't think it would be. I don't think you'll ever see that level of it again because of the way the game is played on the perimeter.
I think that's fair. And the question stems from obviously the fight that happened a few
The other
nights ago with
night,
the Timberwolves, and
yeah,
a lot of people are saying that it was remnants of the Bad Boys Pistons, and the Pistons are back, and all this stuff like that. Which I don't necessarily doubt. The Pistons have been playing some really good basketball, as you can see. The JB Bickershire is coming in, and he's already kind of changed the culture of that young team,
yes,
and kind
yes,
of have them establish not just a different level of confidence, but a different level of tenacity and aggressiveness that kind of has been missing from not only basketball, but from that team in particular, because we know the Pistons to be really physical. But as far as the game missing physicality, I don't think it's necessarily missing physicality. I think what people are mainly kind of getting at is the aggressive standpoint, right?
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think when you have, like Willie said, a lot of guys that are friends, a lot of guys grew up playing in the same teams, playing on AAU, playing in the same high schools together, et cetera, et cetera. So it's hard to see, or see a guy that you grew up playing with and you might be really close friends with and kind of want to really go hard and really go at him.
right.
But what Troy brought up on Monday is even when guys back in the day when they knew each other and they probably were cool, whatever the case may be, they still had that competition element to where it's like, okay, well, you may be my homie, I may look at you as a brother, but today I'm finna bust your ass. Like
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen today, right?
you
And
had that
even if
competitive drive.
exactly, right? And even if they didn't like come to blows and make it seem like they really hated each other, like they played it up for the crowd, right? Like you got freaking Dikembe and Michael, right? Like we both know like they're really good friends off the court, but
Hmm.
you got them talking shit literally to each other, boom, freaking head to chest, because Dikembe is obviously taller than Michael, right?
Oh yeah,
Head
yeah,
to
yeah.
chest, right? Like boom, going back and forth, right? Dikembe and Hakeem, right?
Yep,
Both African-born players, both international players, right? Both
yep,
great friends off the court, but get them on the court together, and you think that them boys them are finna kill each other,
yep.
right? But
Agree.
they can play it up for the crowd and then shake it up after the game, because at the end of the day, that's what competition is, right? We go hard at each other, give each other congratulations after the game, give each other kudos after the game, right?
Oh yeah,
But I think that is what the game or the NBA is missing, right? And even in the NFL, you can take it to the NFL, and yeah, you may have guys that grew up with each other. Yeah, you may have guys that played on the same, team or whatever the case may be. But like, they still go hard. They still want to see each other. They still want to. At the end of the day, they want to kill they want to kill their brother. They want to kill their homie. They want to show at the end of the day that the work that they're putting in is going to prove that they are better in that moment than they are, or than their counterpart is. And Boo brought up a good point is by saying that it's on the stars, right? Like a lot of our stars are the ones that played with each other, the ones that played together, right? And they're the ones who proverbially are supposed to come in and bring that type of energy, right? But when you have stars that cover their mouth and they're whispering next to each other at the check-in table, and they're buddy after the game, and Kendrick Perkins brought up a good point, and everybody want to do a jersey swap, and it's like,
oh yeah, it's soft.
Yeah, like fuck all that, bro. Like,
it's
man,
soft.
I don't want your jersey, nigga. I don't want your jersey hanging up in my motherfucking in my motherfucking living room or my loft or my game room or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Game's a lot softer. It comes down to a mentality, and back then every game was treated as a playoff game. If you drive into the hole, oh, you going down. And it don't matter who you are. You even saw Michael take a brunt of punishment when he drove to the hole against the Pistons. If he was going right, they'll make him go left. He either have to pick it up or try to drive it to the basket. And as soon as he made that decision to drive it to the basket, they putting the hammer down. They put the hammer down and making him pay. That physicality to a certain degree shut out Scottie Pippen somewhat when they played the Pistons back in the day. So you don't get that type of physicality anymore. Isaiah took it to, remember when Karl Malone went upside his head when they played Utah back in the day? He was all bloodied up. He was all bloodied up here. You don't see that today because these guys have a different mentality. I'm not gonna hurt anybody. This guy's my friend. This is my buddy. I play AAU ball with him. So you're not gonna see that level of physicality you got back in the 80s and 90s anymore. You're not gonna see it. Dudes ain't built like that. There's no Derek Coleman in today's game. There's no Charles Oakley in today's game. There's no Xavier McDaniel in today's game. There's no there's no Xavier McDaniel in today's game. None of those players were considered enforcers. There's no one like that in the league anymore. No one.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest factor right there, right? It's a lot of friends, it's a lot of buddy, it's a lot of, hey, can you sign my jersey and we can do the jersey swap and take pictures after. Like I said, if you're not on my team, bro, I don't want your jersey hanging up in my
exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, fuck you and your jersey. I love you.
Exactly.
You feel me? You my boy still. You know I love you all the way to death. You feel me? I always got your back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. But when we playing each other, nigga, it's fuck you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I give this example all the time. Like I play semi-pro and we got two teams in Sacramento, right? We have a team that is predominantly in North Sacramento. We have a team that's predominantly in West Sacramento, right? And a lot of my guys, a lot of my brothers, a lot of my homies that I grew up playing with in both high school and college and et cetera, they play on another team. One of them niggas is my son's goddad. Straight up. You know what I mean? I call that nigga right now. Hey, in 2 weeks, I'm busting your ass, big dog. That's what it is. You feel me? Nigga, I love him to death. I got about 10, 20 niggas over there who I literally call my brothers. Yeah. I'm finna get on your ass. That's just what it is, big dog. You know what I mean? You feel me? And we gonna shake up after, you know what I'm saying? Drink, smoke, all the shit like that, turn up. But in the middle of the game, the crowd is gonna think that we really damn near for the box on this field. Like that's how it's gonna go, you know? And that's the energy that the crowd, I feel like, is yearning for, right? Nobody's saying, like Troy was saying on Monday, nobody's saying y'all gotta go out there and be boxing in each other every single fucking day. Right, we don't need a whole bunch of Jordan Clarksons and Isaiah Stewarts out there. And crashing out every day. Nah, but play it for the crowd. Make it seem like I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Clarkson can't fight, no way.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Isaiah Stewart, that man, him grabbing the crown jewels, bro, brother, it ain't never been that serious, brother.
Never ever. Never,
because you almost exposed that man on live TV,
on live national TV.
You know the way he was grabbing. You know what I mean? I'm just, I get it. You trying to yoke Bull up, but I'm saying you got to pick a different target, big
I ain't
dog.
going that way.
You know what I mean? No, I hope
I ain't
not.
going that way.
You know, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy, Zay. That's all I'm telling you, man. I ain't saying, you know what I mean? You feel me on the other side of the, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying on the fence. I'm saying that was kind of wild, though. You feel me?
But it's just this whole conversation basically comes down to competitive play. And I'm down and I'm with you. When you're on the football field, I'm like that in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like that. Even when I'm playing VGC Pokemon, I'm like that. I'm talking my shit. I'm doing everything I can to beat you. And then at the end of the day, if I beat you, great. If you beat me, great. Then we live to fight another day. But I'm competitive. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. And that's what we're missing in today's game. It's like these players are okay. Hey, look, we just lost this game, but the sun gonna come up tomorrow. Nah. I don't like that. I want to see a loss should impact you just like a win impacts you. And these guys just have the thing of saying, win or lose, the sun will come up tomorrow. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point right there that a lot of people haven't brought up, right? Is the fact that people just take losses and we'll see him again and well this, well that, and that's why I appreciate the NFL so much, right? And even March Madness, right? Well, I appreciate the format of March Madness, the one and done, right? Ain't no we gonna see him tomorrow. Ain't no we gonna see him again in a few weeks. Nah, because even in football, right? When you have divisional play and we're going to see them now. We're going to see them again at the end of the season or middle of the season, whatever the case may be. It's like that loss, that divisional loss, that shit matters.
It matters.
That shit fucking hurts. Like, at the end of the day, it can have implications on playoffs. It can have implications on seeding, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
So, like,
Amen.
That's why that shit is taken so seriously. And what Willie's saying in basketball, like, we just don't see that. We need that back, right? Like, a loss should piss you off to the point where, like, the Pistons walking off without shaking hands. Like that type shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course, that's your homie over there. And, it's sportsmanlike to shake hands. But that loss right there, nigga, like, it shouldn't be no kiki and then it shouldn't be no ha-ha and then smiling and laughing in the line.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it should be like, you bitch ass nigga, next time I see you, it's up. You feel me? And you got 3 weeks. You feel me? You got 3 weeks until we see your stupid ass again, bro. Yeah, nah, nigga, it's not good, bro. We in the locker room, ain't no we laughing it. Nah, you feel me? I'm pissed.
That's the way it should be.
That's
the way it should be.
That's the energy that we basically talking about. So, we're gonna keep, I guess we're gonna keep monitoring the situation as a lot of other sports programs, sports media's outlets are, especially with the NBA considering bringing back hand checking because they understand that there is a physicality or probably maybe an aggressive element missing from today's game with the ratings going down. So we will keep everybody posted on that as we move on to our next set of big news in our next big sports league, I guess you can say. The NFL has banned the nose wiping celebration along with I think it's like what they classified as more of like a hip thrust, I guess. Still not too positive on
the hip thrust. I get anything that impacts physical play.
Yeah,
I understand it because then you're looking at trying to protect players from injury. But when it comes to celebrations, outside of maybe the double gun thing or whatever Ja Morant did the other night, come on, man, really? We're talking about celebrating. We're talking about celebrations or banning the tush push at an owners meeting. That's
what they're talking about right there, bro. The CeeDee Lamb knows why. When they said that the league has gotten, I forgot there was some outlandish percentage, more violent and more sexual.
But see the thing about it though, this is a league that thrives on violence. You get ratings from violence.
I mean,
I don't know what they. I don't see any sexuality when I watch a game. If I'm just watching the wrong games, I don't know. You that sexuality. I'm looking at a chick coming from around the corner, one of the cheerleaders coming from around the corner doing
You
something.
know?
But your league is based on violence. Your ratings come on violence. And I hate to say it, but people want to see a car wreck. And that's exactly what these hits are. A bunch of car wrecks. And people want to see that. And these guys, once you sign into the league, this is what you signed up for. So there's other things at these owners' meetings that we can be talking about that's far more concerning than a celebration.
Yeah,
Far more concerning than a celebration, particularly that one.
Yeah,
Outside of the double gun thing that Ja Morant did, which I get it. That's a bad look. I get that. You got to say something. But outside of that, nah, man, come on.
So it says, this is crazy. The NFL is up 133% on violent gestures and 52% on sexual taunting.
But see, come on, man. We really gonna be talking about really?
I mean, in the examples that they're giving is
they're minute, they're minor.
Literally, bro. Like, outside of the Jameson Williams, like I get the Jameson Williams one, understandable. But Patrick Mahomes going like, because like, I mean, if he does that, is it the same? Is it the same thing?
Right.
What about if he does that? What if he does that? Like, come on, bro.
First of all, it's Patrick Mahomes. They never have Patrick Mahomes.
You know,
like, have Patrick Mahomes. Come on now.
Like Patrick Mahomes pointing with two fingers. Come on, y'all. Like, and then CeeDee Lamb with the no swipe.
He killing me, man. They killing me.
Come on, man. The no swipe. A lot of people don't even know what that means.
Like, yeah. And there's some things out there I wish would change about football in general. The two mouthpiece thing that I keep seeing.
That's stupid.
I thought that was dumb. The two towel thing, I get it, but at the same time, I think it's dumb too. So there's some things you can. There's some things that you can do that can look at some real change. This ain't it.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, like I said, the CeeDee Lamb with the no swipe, a lot of people don't even know what that means.
They don't.
You got Brandon Graham and Jalen Carter. And it's like Brandon Graham is a vet, bro. He's been doing the same celebration for years with the arrow. Yep. A lot of people do the arrow celebration.
Yep. You gonna ban that too?
And it's like, okay, so it says page 50, Rule 12, Section 3, Article 1D. Section 3, unsportsmanlike conduct. Article 1, prohibited acts. There shall be no unsportsmanlike conduct. This applies to any act which is contrary to the general understood principles of sportsmanship. Such acts specifically include, among others, any violent gesture which shall include, but not be limited to, throat slash, imitating or simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or using the no swipe gesture, or an act that is sexually suggestive or offensive.
You already called the no fun league for a reason, and now you finna impound that reason even more. I mean, I was upset about them taking this time to try to ban the tush push, which is stupid as hell.
Which is stupid, but
and now they trying to do this to celebration. What you trying to do? Winnie fight a game?
Like, and it's like the nose swipe. Like you had to have did extensive research.
Yep.
To figure out what that meant.
Because a lot of people don't generally know what it means.
It's not like people just see that and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's
terrible." Yeah.
Like, no, a lot of people see that and it was like, "Oh, yeah, he wiped his nose and he's going first. And he's going for the first down. Wiped his nose with the competition." I don't know. Like, I don't know what people are assuming, but I know they're not thinking that it's automatically gang related. So
right.
It's just crazy how that is on the list. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to come after the arrows, that people are shooting because
I
that's
think that's stupid too. I think
that's
the arrows are stupid too.
You
Like I
know,
say,
like
the gun stuff I get that because
understandable.
we don't want to do anything to look at gun violence. That much I get.
Understandable.
But anything else, leave it alone, man. Leave it alone.
It's just crazy. See, this is the reason why every single time I do score, because I play defense, but every single time I do score, anime celebrations, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be based off of anime. That's it. You know what I mean? Because if you most recently, it's been a Luffy Gear 2 post. So, but yeah, it's getting interesting. You would think that with Jay-Z in the front office and with how
easier
hands-on that he is, that these rules, I guess, wouldn't take place, but I guess it is what it is. People are just gonna have to start waving at the crowd now, and
pretty much, and it's a damn shame because you're taking creativity away from the game.
Away from these players.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
So
it's messed up.
I suggest just bring back the wave. You know what I'm saying? The wave with the finger point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way. You know what I mean? I guess just keep it. Be creative, but
keep it PG.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it PG.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see. We'll see how we go from here. Where we go from here. Current score update for Warriors Lakers. If I can get this ESPN app to,
I think it's at the half 60 to 47.
Yes, sir. 60 to 47. And just to give everybody just a quick little update here, our current game leading scorer, I want to say it's Pods. Yep. Brandon Podinski.
Shannon Sharp at
22 points.
Where's Shannon Sharp at?
Man.
Where's Shannon Sharp at?
Where's Shannon Sharp at?
Where you at? Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Ain't that what he said, man?
A hot pocket, a light socket, low pocket.
Man.
Lakers in 5.
That's what I heard, man. That's what I heard. I heard that. I heard ginger ale, pale ale, and I made a yard sale. Lakers in 5. That's what I heard. So we're gonna see how that goes. Monitor this game as it goes on. But yeah, we're definitely gonna see how that NFL celebration thing goes.
You know on. While we talking about the NBA real quick, I'm gonna call something. And I don't think, and if Michael would say, I don't think Michael will agree with me, but I'm gonna call it. Knicks losing in the first round.
Knicks losing in the first round?
They losing in the first round. They could be 1-2-3. They could be 1-2-3 Cancun. Because I think right now they play Milwaukee. If I'm looking at the standings right, I think they play Milwaukee right now. 1-2-3 Cancun. 1-2-3 Cancun.
No day.
Because I think they play Milwaukee the first round. Milwaukee's got to redeem themselves. Plus, they ain't got nobody in the world that can stop Greek Freak. And if you get anything, assuming Damian Lillard can come back and come back healthy, I think the Knicks gone. I can't stand the Knicks. When they lose, my night is better.
I ain't gonna lie. With the way they've been playing against, that's not a bad pick, bro.
And the way the Knicks been playing against winning teams.
Yeah.
The other day, before the standings changed, their first round match was going to be with the Pistons. The Pistons.
I ain't gonna lie. I would not be shocked if the Pistons got them boys up out of there. I would not be surprised, not one bit.
I just don't believe in the Knicks. I don't believe in them. I think Tom Thibodeau's gonna run this starter silly. They're gonna be playing. They're gonna be. That's all he does. They're gonna play. Yeah, high heavy minutes, man. And I'm just thinking that, hey, Milwaukee got Doc. They're gonna try to run the bench the best they can. Kyle Kuzma, if he gives you anything, it's on the plus side.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would have done that deal for Middleton, because when you look at the two of them, Kuzma's not that much younger than Chris Middleton.
Nope.
He's not that much younger. He's just a little bit more consistent when it comes to injury. But
Sure.
if you can get anything out of Kuzma at all, Dame coming back healthy, Portis plays well. Nah, I think the Knicks will be up out of there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that could actually really happen. I know a lot of people might be surprised, but I think that could really happen. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks got up out of there first round. But we definitely gonna see. Playoffs talk is gonna be crazy around these parts in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
I hope everybody's ready. Now, to keep it football, the UFL has kicked off. We are in now season 2, right?
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, the games have been entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Like, coming from last year, or even the early stages of the XFL before they did the merger and did the UFL and the XFL, or the USFL and the XFL to ultimately make the UFL. Last year, testing out the product, putting that product on the field, or on camera, was definitely new. Springtime football was definitely something that was kind of new, even though we did have those respective leagues for a few years already. There was definitely took some kind of getting used to with the new rules and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it was thoroughly entertaining. Like, I missed the early game due to practice. We had practice early that day, and then I had a game early on Saturday, so I didn't catch the early game on Saturday either. But I caught both the late games, and I was thoroughly entertained. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Start to finish, bro. Start to finish, I was thoroughly entertained, edge of my seat, like I was watching a Raiders game. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily have a true team yet that I'm supporting in the USFL. Still kind of filling everybody out. I was a Vegas Vipers fan before the merger, which I did hear rumors that they're supposed to be expanding again to 2 new cities in Vegas, and possibly thinking about the Bay Area. They're thinking about bringing the team back to Oakland, but a lot of the fans in the Bay Area are screaming San Jose.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's a really, really heavy divide. Of course, Oakland wants the sports team back because they lost all of their sports teams outside of their soccer team. That is actually where the push started, because their soccer team pulled in, I think, $22K for their opening night. So a lot of people are, speculating that with the new regime that's supposed to be going into Oakland via politically, and hopefully that the city is supposed to be doing some major turnaround, that with a city that still has a really deep sports fan base, they're hoping to bring another sports team back. But San Jose has been very, very loud in this particular subject. As we know, San Jose, they do have the Sharks. The Sharks have been there really basically since the beginning of time. But one thing that people don't really know about San Jose is that they have been yearning for another sports team outside of the Sharks and the Earthquakes for a while now. And they were supposed to get the A's, but that fell through. So they have been very vocal, have been very loud about getting another professional sports team. And because we all know that the Warriors would never, they're not leaving San Francisco anytime soon. We don't see, another football team coming to the Bay Area, because they basically already have the Niners, which are still kind of under the moniker of San Francisco. So they don't necessarily feel like they have a true sports team that is theirs outside of the Sharks and the Earthquakes. So they have been really vocal when making a push about joining the USFL or joining the UFL and having a team come down there instead of staying in Oakland and reforming the Oakland Invaders. So that has been in talks in the past few weeks. I know The Rock has been working very, very heavily with the people in the background. So we'll keep eyes on that. But like I said,
for sure.
UFL, thoroughly entertaining. I thought Both the game or all four of the games were really, really solid. I watched the highlights from the two early games. Really, really good games. The product that they're putting on the field is just a lot more faster, a lot more polished. You can tell that they've really kind of honed into the kind of game that they want to play, and they're putting together a good product.
Yes.
And I'm thoroughly entertained. Wanted to get your thoughts before we move on to this
Oh,
little drama we got going
well,
on.
before the merger, these leagues were playing good football before the merger.
Definitely.
You had the Roughnecks doing their thing over there in Houston, so
Yes, sir.
it was, yeah, very enjoyable. Had a good time watching those guys play, doing what they need to do. And now the merger's taking place. I got to get into it. I missed last week, so I definitely got it in. I got to get into it. But last season was just amazing to me. Very good football. And some of those guys from last season got called up
True.
in the NFL. So
Yep.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Anytime you can bring me good off-season football, I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely there, front row. Now we did have a little bit of drama going on there. In our week one of UFL ball. Interim coach of the DC Defenders. What was his name? Give me 1 second. Shannon Harris, Mr. Harris. After the win, really big win against the Birmingham Stallions.
Yes.
He had some choice words for head coach Skip Holtz. Or no. Skip Holtz. Sorry. He had some choice words for head coach Skip Holtz during their handshake, in which he called him out for, I guess, saying that Skip referred to Coach Harris as a doorman. Called him a doorman at the coaching clinic at the USFL headquarters or UFL headquarters. I guess Coach Harris chose this time to really stick it to him. Now, the background to this apparently is because a lot of people don't feel like this is in Coach Holtz's character to do so. So the backstory to this is one of the Stallions' assistants. I guess he went to school with Coach Harris, and that is what Coach Holtz had referred to Coach Harris as they were having a meeting about potentially hiring him because he is an interim coach for DC right now. So I'm assuming inquiring for a job, in which Coach Holtz said what he said. And I think, or I'm sure Coach Harris took exception to that. He ended up landing the interim job in DC. And of course, hey, the stars line up, and here we go.
I just think that was uncalled for per se, but I get it. Again, it comes back to psychology and the competitive play, because competitive play doesn't just exist among players; it also exists among coaches. They want to win as much as anybody. So yeah, I don't like it from a racial standpoint because we don't really get too political on this show.
True.
But from a racial standpoint, I don't like it. But hey, if you're gonna say something to get in somebody's head, I guess that would be the one thing you would say. I don't like it because it's uncalled for. I would have said something else. I wouldn't have even brought that up. Because that just shows see, now you got all these people on the other side. I'm just gonna say the name, White House. You got all these people, and now they're bringing themselves forward, and that's good because we want you to continue to bring yourself forward. So we know the type of person that you are. And this dude decided to do that. Okay, now we know where you stand in a pecking order of things. And again, I don't like it because of the racial overtones. He ain't nothing but a doorman. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's just uncalled for. You know what I
What's
mean?
uncalled
Like
for?
if he's not qualified for the job, then then you can say that. But to disrespect the man and call him a doorman, it's definitely uncalled for. So, like I said, when the stars line up and the show was on, and you just so happen to get the guy who called you a doorman week one, this is the perfect opportunity to sock it to him. And I think that coach did that very well. He handled himself very well, even in the after game interview and the after game press conference. I think that is how, that's how rivalries are built. That's how,
Yep.
you draw people into the game. And
Yep.
now next time the DC Defenders just play the Stallions,
Now we got a reason to watch.
eyes glued to the TV, man. Here we
Yep.
go.
Now we got a reason to watch. Yep.
So, shout out to both those coaches. Shout out to the UFL for putting on a great product. As of right now, Coach Harris got all the shit to talk because our rankings came out, and as of right now, DC Defenders currently in first place.
Okay.
So,
well,
all right.
they doing their thing.
Yeah, they doing their thing. They are doing their thing. Now, before we start to wind down and get up out of here, let's talk a little bit March Madness. Understandably so. We lost Juju Watkins last week.
That thing hurt, boy.
Oh man, that hurt. That hurt like it was my sister, like it was my own daughter. I promise you. I thought I felt a piece of my heart break when I watched it happen, and I can't express enough how much my heart goes out to her, because as somebody who's went through a knee injury, as somebody who's been through what she's been through, I just know how much. I just know how much it sucks. I know how much she's hurting right now, and I know the mental turmoil that she's going through. So, like we said last week, like I will continue to express smooth recoveries. I don't ever say quick or speedy recoveries, because I don't ever wish anybody to come back too quickly. I just say smooth recovery.
And if you got to sit out next year to get right, go and sit out.
Yeah, the game was not going anywhere. The game is always going to be here. I always say that. But we do have our Final Four matchup set. UConn with Paige Beckers won last week, so we do have a UConn UCLA Final Four matchup that is going to be on Friday 6:30. And at Friday at 4, we got Texas and South Carolina. I know a lot of people thought South Carolina was in trouble early on, but
that's going to be a battle of pace. That's going to be a battle of pace.
Oh my gosh, you can never count on a Don Staley team. So I don't know why y'all thought.
That's going to be about it. Man, Texas can beat them. Texas can beat them.
They can.
Yeah.
They for surely can.
Mm-hmm.
They can. I mean, South Carolina is vulnerable. In Texas, they got the balls to do it. They really got some really good balls over there. So, South Carolina, they're gonna have to come with their best work, man.
It's gonna be a balance of pace. South Carolina's gonna have to control the pace of that game. They're gonna have to.
Yeah, true. It's gonna need to be a really strong showing from the guards. You're gonna have to slow down the game because Texas is gonna want to get out fast.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's probably gonna be.
They want to run and gun.
Yeah. It's gonna be a really big game for, like I said, for the guards. You're gonna have to slow them guard. You're gonna have to slow them down. And I know they got the thing that scares me about South Carolina is they're really young.
Yeah, they're a young team. But you got to give credit to Don Staley and to a certain extent Gino Auriemma. They don't have the horses that they had before. Yeah. And to get them to this spot, you gotta give both coaches credit.
Yeah, true. It's gonna be a tight one. I know that there's a lot. Malaysia for Wiley, sophomore. Tahina Pau, she's probably the oldest on the team. She's a senior. She'll be graduating. It's just, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. Texas can get you. Texas can get them.
They can get them, man. And that's the scary part about it, because they got experience, they got size, and they like to run. You know what I mean? Like they like to run. Them girls like to get after it. So that one's going to be an interesting matchup. But I think this UConn UCLA matchup is probably going to be the game of the night. Yeah, Paige Beckers, Sarah Strong coming off a really, really big game last week. Paige coming off of 2 big games back to back. This is gonna be a game of the ages. I'm not gonna lie to you. Kiki Rose on the other side, Lauren Betts,
it's gonna be like a
this
heavyweight
game is
fight.
gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a heavyweight fight.
Oh man, heavyweight fight. Indeed, I will be tuned in thoroughly, very, very thoroughly. This is gonna be crazy. And even the play of Gabriella Jaquez, she's freaking turned up in this tournament, right? She turned into Steph Curry. You know what I mean? This game is gonna be one for the ages. The women's side is looking absolutely insane as far as March Madness goes.
Oh yeah, for real.
So these 2 matchups, who you got coming out?
I'm gonna go the route of good coaching. I'm gonna go South Carolina, Texas. But again, they're both gonna be tough games. UCLA, UConn is gonna be a heavyweight fight. Like I said before, Texas, South Carolina is gonna be a battle of pace.
Yes.
South Carolina definitely have to keep that thing. So you need to walk the ball up the court every freaking time you get it. Because if you let them girls from Texas start out running, So I'm going to the side of coaching, and Gino and Dawn, because they know what's in front of them and they know how to prepare for it. So I got 1 seed going against the number 2.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to go the same. I'm going the same route. Like you said, it's the first matchup is a game about pace, and I think if South Carolina can slow down that pace, and if their shooters can get active early, this can be a really solid game for South Carolina. On the other hand, like you said, this is going to be a heavyweight bout that if we've ever seen one. And this is going to be an inside-outside game. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
Lauren is going to have to go crazy and cook on the inside, and at the same time, Paige and Sarah, they're going to have to go crazy. It is what it is. It's going to be a battle of will for these 2 teams, and I think like you said, good coaching is just going to come out on top, and I think Gino and Don are going to end up meeting in the national championship.
I think so too.
As far as the men's side goes, we got Houston and Duke, Florida and Auburn.
I think Houston's too athletic for Duke. I like Cooper Flagg. Do not get me wrong, but I think Houston's a little too athletic for Duke. They can get after it. They can shoot. They got shooters. They can get after it. I got Houston. That's who I picked. On the other side of the bracket, for the SEC, I got Florida. I think Florida is a real good, solid team. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I don't know how good this is because you have 4 number 1 seeds all advancing. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I do have Houston and Florida in the finals with Houston taking the title.
I like that.
Cooper Flagg is the man. I go sit here in front. He is the man, and his decision was he goes pro, not can break the NBA. But to me, that's too much athleticism on that Houston team. Just too much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it is. They have a whole bunch of athleticism, bro, and it's scary. I think everything you said about Houston and Duke is absolutely correct. Houston is really, really athletic. They can run, they can shoot, they can play defense. They're gonna get after it. Like you said, Coop is that guy. You know what I mean? He's that guy, right? Best player on the team for sure. You had Terrence Proctor with that.
I just don't know. I just don't know if Duke can match that type of intensity that Houston brings. And then another thing we also have to look at in that game too: are the refs gonna let them play?
That's a fair point. That's a really good point.
You know,
that's a really good point. Yeah, that's a really good point because when it comes to the intensity, when it comes to the aggressiveness that Houston plays with, it's something that I think we've been missing from Duke ever since Coach K left.
Yep.
So asking them to match that attention. I think it's going to be a really big ask for them, but hopefully they're able to step up to the plate. I just hope that they don't end up shooting themselves out of the game, because we know that they have really strong 3-point shooters. So we'll see ultimately how that goes. But I am a Duke Blue Devil fan. So I got Duke coming out in a very, very, very close game. I wouldn't be surprised if this game actually went into overtime.
Me neither. Me neither.
So, but I got Duke in a very close one. But you gotta be aware about Houston, because them boys can play. They are no slouch over there. So
no.
On the other side, we got Florida and we got Auburn. Now, when it comes to Florida, God damn it, these boys been playing basketball.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, these boys have been playing basketball, man.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all been watching.
My son picked Florida to win it all.
That's a solid pick, because that boys over there been balling. Okay, Walter Clayton Jr. That boy been over there. Elijah Martin, them boys been over there. They've been letting everybody know. Okay, like
I ain't gonna see here. I ain't gonna see here in front. You know, he's probably the second best player in college basketball, right after Flag.
I don't doubt that at all. Like, man,
the boy can play.
The boy can play.
The boy can play.
Oh my goodness, the boy can play. Nice. Okay, nice. If y'all ain't been watching, okay, Will Clayton, the nigga is nice.
Go over on YouTube. You can pull up his highlights right.
Yep. Right now. Okay. The nigga's nice. Okay. That Florida team is really good. At the same time, though, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's another little light skin over there in Auburn.
Yeah. You right.
Yeah, that boy Johnny sleeping, man.
You right.
Broomstick.
You right. I don't think we can sleep on Auburn. I really don't. I just think Florida the better team. But I can't sleep on Auburn. You can't sleep on them.
Yeah, that boy, he a bona fide double, man.
He is.
What I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He is.
Okay? Like, Auburn is a really good team, but I just don't think that they necessarily can compete with Florida.
I just don't think they have the horses to compete with Florida.
I don't think that they can compete with Florida, right? And the thing that's scary about Florida that a lot of people haven't really been talking about is when they get hot from three. Once they get hot from three, oh my God.
It's a done deal.
Brother.
It's a done deal.
Wrap it up, put it under the tree. It's Christmas. You know what I mean? So, and I think the game plan going into it for Florida, for Florida is make Johnny Broome shoot.
Yep.
We all know that he's not a really good 3-point shooter, plays really solid defense, but he lives and dies on the inside and the mid-range. So if you try to pull him out to the perimeter and make him shoot, this is going to be a tough game for him. And I understand they have some really solid 3-point shooters as well. Chad Baker's a really good 3-point shooter, really consistent. Thad Pettiford is also a really good one. So they do have personnel that they can kind of throw out, but I don't know, man. Once Florida gets hot, but I ultimately got Florida coming out on top. As far as my winner goes, I wouldn't be surprised if Florida took it all. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Because all I gotta do is man.
As much as I'm rooting for Duke, I just wouldn't be surprised if Florida, end up cutting down the net at the end of it. So
yeah. I see it. I can see it happen. I'm taking Houston because the look ability as a team.
Yeah.
Who can get after it and play defense and can get out on those perimeter shooters. But I got you. Florida could do it.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, before we get these final thoughts in, I want everybody to know that the WWE has been on an insane tear right now. Okay, for the past month and a half, 2 months.
Yes.
the company has been pushing out gold. Okay, gold on every single platform, every single show. All right, every single
Particularly
show,
Raw. Yeah.
especially Raw.
Especially Raw.
Okay? Right. So I don't know if y'all not watching, tune in now because I don't want to hear when WrestleMania comes. Oh, what happened with this and all this stuff, bro? It's turning up. It's live. All right. This is foreshadowing because next week we're coming right back and we're gonna have a wrestling based show because we got to talk about the events that's been transpiring on all networks when it comes to WWE. So, without further ado, Willie, go ahead and kick us off with these final thoughts, man.
All right. I want to say thank you for having me on once again here on Player versus Team. Honored to be here from the sidelines. You catch me on Monday nights over on Wire Sports Network. We do the Sports Report podcast. We get you caught up on general sports and other shenanigans that goes down. Then you can catch me also on Mondays on Wire Sports, Coffee and Sports in the Morning on Monday and Tuesday. I'm one of the co-hosts over there now. Then you can catch me here on Player versus Team Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can catch me over here on Player versus Team. And then, as it was already said so elegantly, you can catch me over on the Geek Gauntlet podcast every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. We talk all things in the world of geek, anime, gaming, comics, TV, you name it, we got it. So definitely join me over there.
Yeah. And just because he didn't say it, I'm going to, and because baseball is back, which we will be adding to the show next week. I just remember baseball is back. We had opening day. A's just kicked off their 3-game trip out here in Sacramento and Southern Hills Park. So we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the Cubs comments, talking about how they don't want to play in the AAA field. Well, fuck you did. Yes, y'all won big. We don't care. You had to play in the goddamn field. And guess what? You're going to come back and you're going to play again. You're probably going to win again, but it's okay. Because guess what? You got to come back and play. Anyways.
Yep.
Fuck Rob Manfred. You're ruining baseball. Like my boy always
said. Yeah, fuck Rob Manfred. Fuck you.
You heard what he said, okay? Like he always says. Every single you're ruining baseball. Fix it. All right? Or get the fuck on.
Yep.
Y'all make sure y'all tune into the rest of the show throughout the rest of the motherfucking week. Tomorrow, me and Mel coming at you live inside the huddle. We're gonna be talking that ish. Monday, we back. Basket to basket. Wednesday, gentlemen's talk. Don't miss it. Thursday, we doubling back. PVT. Friday, again, inside the huddle. Saturday, you already heard what he said. Geek Gauntlet podcast. Make sure you catch him on the rest of the shows throughout the rest of the week. Don't miss it, especially the basketball show because it comes right on right after basket to basket. So you can't miss it. Okay. Yep. Hit the little bell at the top of the screen. So after we leave, he come on. Okay. Yep. Don't even change the channel. Just keep it on the same channel. But go down to the subscriber list and hit his link instead of our link. Okay.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us tonight. We're going to make sure to keep coming at y'all with this dope-ass content. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep telling your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we're going to see y'all later.
Girl, you rockin' like